You're only Christian because you were brought up here.
Excuse me? You want to say, rewind that?
Say it to my face. Excuse me? Why don't you get closer and say it to my big face? You ever get a headbutt? You ever get a righteous headbutt? You like that?
Shoulder Bob, can I request my favorite Hindi song? It goes this way.
No.
Oh, Jimbob, कितना मधुर गाता है. पवित्र गायों की तरह हो स्वर्ग. Mu lao. Jimbob गाता है.
Don't share your language or culture with us, Vijin. I will change you. I will change the character of the Super Chats. You spill that filthy tongue on my stream again. The only time I want to hear anything like that is when my phone's being fixed. Do you understand me, Vijin? I feel so violated. I almost want to end the stream and go find a random cow and open its neck. Vijin.
That one. Wind that one by me one more time, that last second.
Say it again. Say it again. You run that by me one more time. Let's do it. By the way, look at this girl. She's so happy. She's like, look at him. He's getting mad.
That you're only Christian because you were here.
How on earth do you...
Look at me. I'm in coach mode. Hands on knees. You ready to run? I hope you're ready to run suicides. Get on the line. 6 laps.
know that the only reason I'm a Christian is because I was born in the United States.
It's not an attack on your belief.
How do you know what you just said?
It's an assumption.
It is so judgmental, it's scary. I don't have the faintest...
That's not really judgmental. That's just a fallacious... It's just a fallacious assertion, that's all. You don't have to get so crazy, Cliff. I'm insulted that you would think that there's a high probability of someone believing something that's culturally relevant to the society they live in. Jeez, Cliff. Make vegan into a black guy named Jack. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna give Vagine. Let's pretend Vagine actually got pregnant. Too much imagery. That's the tough part of being a creative visual person. You say things like, let's pretend Vagine got pregnant, and I mean the things, the unfortunate sights and sounds. But I think you're right. I think if I find like some sort of Tyrone, I think we could have a lot of fun with that.
Faintest idea why you believe what you believe. And for me to assume that you
my profile looks like a can opener.
believe whatever it is you believe, because you were born in the home you were born in, is so judgmental. It's incredible.
It's not judgmental, dude. It's a generalization that has a high likelihood. That's not the response, bro.
Incredible. You don't know that.
You don't know that. Why are you so mean to me? You hurt my feelings. Say it to my face. Say it to my face. Cliff Netchell answering questions Christians won't. Harvard Orthodox destroys. We already watched that. Okay.
Let's go to the hospital. Come on, my atheist agnostic friend. Let's go into the room where the kid lies, whose body's being shredded by some perverse disease. What is your solution? You're going to kick back and say, well, if God was all powerful and all loving, this wouldn't happen.
Renowned astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson and Pastor Cliff Knechtley's ideologies clash. One claims that evil and suffering proves an all-loving God
Cliff has a full leather gimp suit with zipper eyes.
doesn't exist, while the other believes that suffering doesn't disprove God's goodness. Stick to the end and watch as faith and reason...
These two are actually a pretty good matchup, philosophically speaking. Steelborn $5. He sounds like a ghetto black chick saying, you don't know me. You don't know me?
go head to head. Make sure to leave your thoughts in the comments below.
The more I look at the universe, just the less convinced I am that there is something benevolent going on. So if your concept of a creator is someone who's all powerful and all good, and I look at
Neil Tyson-ish mustache, he looks like the kind of guy whose breath smells like every flavor of beef jerky at the same time.
disasters that afflict Earth and life on Earth, volcanoes,
With like milk.
hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes, disease.
Bad thing happened.
If God real, why bad thing happened?
So if there's an all-loving God, and he's benevolent, and I look around and I see a pear tree that's not bearing fruit, okay? Why? Why, God? Why?
Disease, pestilence.
Actually, disease and pestilence is totally consistent with the Christian view of God creating a good world that allowed free will, and through Adam, all sin came into the world. It totally makes sense.
Congenital birth defects. You look
Why would beef jerky smell like this?
at this list of
Steelborn $5. Jimbob, you know that his kind doesn't come back with the milk.
ways that life is made miserable.
Oh, snap.
No
Oh, snap.
f***ing duh.
Oh, snap.
Y'all, listen to the sound of his voice. It's the voice of white supremacy and smugness. It's the voice of oppression.
He's talking about you, Steelborn.
On Earth by natural causes.
Oh.
If there is a God, God is either not all powerful or not all good.
No, that is not a conclusion that follows from your premises, bro.
If God is so loving and so powerful,
Powerful. Why am I dressed like this? And why did I steal the same typeface and background as Jeopardy?
Jimbob, Kadaka Mohammed Jihad.
You're out of here.
By the way, the child is yours. Soon it will reek of
You're-
placenta and curry on the streets of Mumbai.
You're
Please
done.
come again. No pun intended.
You're done. I'm looking for different voices. We're going to bring in Tyrone, Vagine. You're going on maternity leave or whatever.
then why do you suffer so much?
Why do you suffer so much? Why? Well, I have a Jeopardy card up here. Maybe you guys can help me answer it. You like that, don't you? Thank you for the tomato money, Raging Tomato. Appreciate that. Generous $10 comes in from Sarah.
Why do innocent people get raked over the coals?
Why?
What's going on?
Why doesn't lightning hit the people I want it to?
Doesn't God care? Or is he simply too weak to do
Where did my neck go?
anything about it?
Why are my legs so skinny?
Now,
How am I walking?
one of the reasons that I think if you don't have
I look like a perpetual tennis coach.
a home church, you should make Fellowship Church your home church, is because of what Pastor Ed and his precious wife Lisa went through in losing their precious daughter in 2021.
Let's slow it down. Let's appeal to emotion really quick.
I mean, you're a pastor. That's not supposed to happen to you and your wife.
That's not true. Why would you say that?
So why? Why does God allow people to get destroyed by circumstances, by other people? Is God disinterested? First part of the answer is, I do not know. I don't know why God allowed evil and suffering.
I don't know.
For thousands of years, philosophers
What do you mean, dude? What kind of answer was this? It's not a question of assuming what God thinks about things as if he's like, processes opinions the same we would temporally. The question itself of why is there suffering there is a question of why they're suffering. And to say you don't know is to reject the fall. Like, what do you mean you don't know? It's because of free will. Now, to just extrapolate on the contention itself, it's so stupid. If you guys hear this, some of you probably heard my take on this before, but when someone says, if God real, why bad thing happen? What they're really saying, if God is real, why are there consequences of causal chains of reaction? Like, in other words, they're saying, if God is real, why are there laws of physics? Why are there even if-then statements, for that matter? So, no, it's not a good contention. It's not something you answer, Cliff, with, I don't know. No, you do know why there's suffering, why there's death and decay. It's a consequence. Under your own theology, that's doctrine. You should be able to say that pretty quickly. Why God permits such things, why God permits the effects of the fall, is because if he didn't, he would be removing and violating your free will. At least in this scenario. So it's like basically saying, like, why do I have free will? If God is so loving, why do I have any preferences at all? Why in one moment I don't like something, in the other moment I do? Why, if God is real, why am I not experiencing myself as God perpetually, transcending any sort of judgment about reality? It should be all a perpetual state of euphoria, duh. Which means when someone says, if God real, why bad thing happen? What they're saying is, if God real, why am I not God? Cliff looks like he sits on a pirate's shoulders and squawks. That's true. He has a sort of parody canary type. It's like a canary who became an accountant. H. Brozzi, $5. You know I wouldn't try to derail without due cause. When you're done with this clip, please go see what I tagged you in the Tapussa. About Tapussa? Yeah, you talked about on X, H. Brozzi. Thank you for the $5. $10 from Garrett Link. Thank you so much for that. David Benatar took the same problem of suffering Tyson is parroting to the conclusion that procreation is immoral because it is the source of all suffering. Yeah, it's a good reduction.
Philosophers and theologians far more intelligent than me have struggled with that issue, and they've never
If God love us, why doesn't he force us to do good? Yeah,
come up with an ultimate answer. And the Bible does not answer that question ultimately. So I do not know. And I can promise you in 1997, when I went out to Madison, Wisconsin, where my brother, younger brother, was a transplant surgeon, transplanting kidneys and livers, I went out there because his 7-year-old daughter had just been crushed in a car accident to death. And if you think that I'm going to go out, meet my brother, who's far more intelligent than I'll ever be, and explain to him why God allowed his 7-year-old daughter to be crushed by a pickup truck coming down the road at 55 miles an hour, why the babysitter didn't see the stop sign, ran the stop sign, and that pickup truck slammed to the side of the car, sending my 7-year-old niece to an early grave, I'm not going to do that.
It's a problem. Why? It presupposes there's something wrong with suffering. It's like all you're really saying is, why does God allow black licorice ice cream? I don't like black licorice ice cream. Anything I don't like and don't prefer as an experience, why? The question itself, Cliff Neschel is acting. This is why this is like, I don't know if it's intentional, but it's so subversive because it's not a difficult thing to tend to. The question itself smuggles in a bunch of things that need to be justified. And so when someone asks why, if God real, why bad thing happen? You're already assuming the thing you don't like is in somehow a violation of God's nature, a contradiction. It's not. None of it's a contradiction at all. There's nothing actually incompatible with your experience of suffering and God. Zero.